The birthday prank had gone too far. Her classmates thought it was hilarious. One by one, they took turns pretending to hit the piñata. Only it wasn't paper and candy they struck, it was Emily. The quiet girl. The one who barely spoke. The one who flinched when called on. Easy target. That day changed everything. Emily had always been invisible. Not in the magical way. In the painful way. She sat alone at lunch, walked with her books clutched tightly to her chest, and avoided eye contact like it was fire. Since transferring to Meadow Hill Middle School 6 months ago, she'd been the school's ghost. No one noticed her until someone decided to. It started small. A comment about her old shoes. A paper airplane to the back of her head. Then it escalated. One of the ringleaders, Jason, called her Silent Sally even though her name wasn't Sally. Everyone laughed. Everyone except her. Her teachers shrugged it off as kids being kids. But it wasn't. Not when bruises started to appear. Not when her notebooks were stolen and her answers erased from the chalkboard in front of everyone. And not when she came home crying nearly every day. Emily's father, Officer Daniel Parker, had noticed. He wasn't just a dad, he was a SWAT team sergeant. He'd seen hardened criminals and dangerous gangs. But the pain in his daughter's eyes? That haunted him in ways bullets never could. He'd asked. She'd lied. Said she tripped, fell, spilled food on herself. Anything to protect herself from more embarrassment. But the day of the prank, it wasn't something Emily could hide anymore. It was Friday. Jason's birthday. The whole class buzzed with energy. The teacher had stepped out for a phone call. That's when Jason and his gang hatched their plan. They tricked Emily, telling her the teacher needed help in the storage room. When she stepped in, they locked the door. She struggled, but they were stronger. They tied her hands to a hook used to hold PE equipment, blindfolded her, and stuffed a cloth in her mouth. Then they opened the door. "Ladies and gentlemen," Jason yelled, laughing. "Time to break open the piñata." And the room roared. A paper bat struck her side. Another tapped her shoulder. Then it got harsher. Harder. One girl even recorded it. Emily didn't scream, she couldn't. But she cried. It wasn't until a younger student ran out horrified and called the school resource officer that help finally came. When Daniel got the call, he was in the middle of a SWAT training drill. The moment he heard your daughter and hospital, his world narrowed to a tunnel. He didn't go alone. With lights blaring and sirens screaming, 2 black SWAT vans pulled up outside Meadow Hill. Officers in full gear flooded in. It wasn't for show. It was a message: you messed with the wrong girl. Daniel didn't storm in with a gun. He walked quietly through the halls, expression unreadable, jaw locked. The students watched in stunned silence. Jason and his group were pulled from class and escorted out under full escort. Every teacher in that school got a wake-up call that day. Emily sat in the nurse's office, knees scraped, ribs sore, spirit broken. When she saw her dad, she burst into tears and clung to him like a life raft. That night, Daniel didn't tuck her in with bedtime stories. He handed her a letter. It read, "They tried to break you because you are quiet. But strength isn't loud, baby girl. You are not weak. You are not small. You survived. And from today on, you won't have to fight alone." The fallout was massive. The video went viral under the hashtag Justice for Emily. The school faced media backlash. The principal resigned. The bullies were suspended, some expelled. Parents everywhere demanded accountability. But the biggest change? Emily. She started therapy. She joined a youth self-defense group her dad recommended. She made real friends. She even stood up for another student being bullied 2 months later. No more flinching. No more silence. The story ends not in a courtroom or a press conference, but in the mirror. where Emily stood, weeks later, stronger than she ever imagined. Because sometimes, the quiet ones don't need to yell. They just need to rise.